Hello, Twitch and YouTube. Thanks everyone for coming out and hanging out with us. Mr. Combo here, obviously from CMD Tower, and I have some very exciting guests. Marketing Ross, Jim from Spikefeeders, and Sean from Commanders Brew. Hello, guys. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Doing great.
What's up?
So, Jim gave me and Marketing Ross a little bit of Canadian Thanksgiving trivia that I think the world needs to know and embrace. So, Jim, if you could kind of tell us what you shared, I think everyone would just really be excited to hear that.
Yeah, this is something that actually not a lot of Canadians know, but Canadian Thanksgiving is not the same origin story as American Thanksgiving. It's actually a pirate holiday, weirdly enough. Martin Frobisher this is I'm actually just totally reading from a CBC article right now, but the year was 1578, and British explorer Martin Frobisher held a feast of Thanksgiving in Newfoundland. That's 40 years before American Thanksgiving, by the way. Anyway, gist of it is he was a pirate. He came back. He held a feast from returning from his journey, and that's where Canadian Thanksgiving came from, and that's why it's in October and not November.
So please tell me that this pirate's on something of your currency, like mentioned in your national anthem. I mean, just how do you have a pirate Thanksgiving person and have it not be a part of like Canadian history and lore and something?
There's a Frobisher Bay, right? Somewhere. Where's that at?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in the Maritime somewhere. It's the East Coast.
It's gotta be.
He's not on the money or anything like that. He's like, do you remember I think it was a beer marketing campaign that was like real men of courage.
Oh yeah.
That we had one of those, but for like Canadian heritage moments, and it was like it's ingrained in the collective Canadian consciousness. But Martin Frobisher,
okay,
I'm 100% sure had one of those.
Oh,
don't quote me on that, but 440 years ago.
Seems like it should have been rum.
Go ahead, Ross.
Oh, I said it seems like it should have been rum instead of beer.
I was gonna say the one that I remember the most isn't that one, Jim. I actually remember Real Men of Genius. I think it was like a Budweiser or Bud Light commercial.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, and it was like, thank you, Mr. Mullet in the front man. Thank you, Mr. Mullet in the front man.
Mr. Spilly Talker.
Well, no, that was so cool. I thought that was so interesting to hear.
I didn't know that.
One thing exciting to kind of talk about, our very own Marketing Ross just had his second baby here in the last few weeks. How was her first Thanksgiving?
It was good. She ate a whole turkey by herself. It was very impressive. No, it's been good. She's been quiet. We also named her after a famous pirate. That's not true, but
Martin.
Yeah. I was just trying to keep up with Jim and his cool stories.
Well, no, that's super cool. So, like, she's obviously way too young to like enjoy any of the Thanksgiving food. But was she constantly trying to go get the Thanksgiving food? Like, is it in her gene pool? She's like, you know what, this is a holiday I'm gonna get really fat at in the future.
I mean, she's a big fan of eating, so there's that, and I'm sure she gets that from me because I'm very food motivated. But her older sister, who's 4, was constantly trying to share the Thanksgiving meal and not quite grasping the fact that babies can't chew.
But hey, pumpkin pie though, I'm sure that was right up her alley.
That's definitely up my older daughter's alley. She does about a 50-50 split with pie and whipped topping. So,
you know what? That's how you know you have a good daughter. 'Cause that's the way I eat my pumpkin pie. I would literally, as a kid, take it and I would almost put it on like icing to where the entire pumpkin pie was covered in whipped cream.
Yeah, you got to hide the fact that your dessert has any resemblance to something healthy like a root vegetable.
How weird would it be if I admitted that I would enjoy just eating a plain bowl of the middle, like no crust, no touch, just give me that the filling part.
Has it been baked?
I guess like Are those pies baked anyway? I don't know how that middle appears. I've never
It'd just
made
be like
one or
a-
been a process of it.
It'd be like a pumpkin mousse or something like that, right?
Yeah, that
If you
sounds
have it
awesome.
without the pie. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
A
well,
sounds like a thing.
deconstructed pumpkin pie. I'll just have like a piece of crust as a snack later on.
I'm just imagining Sean eating pie, like pumpkin pie filling out of the can and being like, it's called deconstructed and it's classy.
Oh, see, I went the
Yes.
opposite way. I'm imagining Sean sitting there eating the filling out of the actual cooked pie, but leaving every piece of crust and just putting everyone on tilt. They're like, "What are you doing? Why aren't you eating the crust?" It's like, I don't really want the crust.
And someone's grandmother who spent hours rolling out that crust is just crying in the corner.
Well, no matter how old that grandmother is, it's never too late to learn that you can't make another person eat how you want them to eat.
That's right. Well, we'll go ahead and kind of kick this off. Obviously, you guys are all here for Slinging Cardboard Rectangles, or as we affectionately call it, because it's way too long to say every single time, SCR. Being your host, Mr. Comment number 5. Big Tuck will be back in 2 weeks to begin hosting duties again, because he finally is not traveling the world, which I'm extremely jealous of his time in Argentina. But here we're going to go around the horn, let everyone introduce themselves, kind of talk about the deck that they've brought to the table, and of course, the big important part of tonight, the fact that we have backgrounds that go with commanders that don't have the choose a background mechanic. Just doing something a little weird. That's the kind of flexibility we get with Commander, and you just got to embrace it. So, Marketing Ross is one of our Discord mods. Ross, why don't you introduce yourself, your deck, and your background? Oh, and as Sean said, give us a story about how your commander and that background work together.
Yes. Okay. So, as he said, I'm Marketing Ross. I'm one of the mods in the Discord, so you can always find me there. I'm also on Twitter at VizardRixVibes. I'm not doing a whole lot over there, but you can follow me if you want. My deck is Grismold the Dreadsower, and this has been my baby for a while now. It's one of the first commander decks that I kind of built from scratch without looking at any lists or anything like that, and has just evolved over time. And so when we were looking at backgrounds, I was contemplating the various ones and eventually landed on the Agent of the Shadow Thieves. And so what Grismold wants to do is he already wants to put +1/+1 counters on. And then since he has built-in trample, I thought giving him Death Touch and Indestructible would be cute. So that's the background that I went with. And as far as story time, Grismold is one of the wisest trolls of the forest, and knew that he could come into greater power if he joined the Agent of the Shadow Thieves, working in the shadows and handing out plants to various people that then turn around and bite them in the ass. So that's why he has this background.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, if you have your deck list online, obviously minus the background, feel free to throw it out there into the chat. So then that way, if anyone else would like to look at that list that you've curated from scratch, they can do that.
Sure. I will do so.
Jim, a man that needs no introduction, but sir, thank you for coming on. Why don't you talk a little bit about yourself and the content that you're a part of, and this very cool legend companion background Mishkova you've put together.
Oh yeah. So I'm Jim. I run a channel called the Spikefeeders. We do Commander gameplay. We do a whole bunch of other stuff as well on YouTube. I'm also a member of the Commander Rules Committee, which is kind of cool. Just running the format, making sure things don't explode. And today I am playing, here we go. I'm playing Torwaki, that's my commander. I'm playing Obosh as a companion, and I'm playing Scion of Halaster as my background. Format mega all-star Scion of Halaster. This is a deck. Normally the Obosh would require me to run only odd cards in my deck, but I decided that wasn't good enough, and I wanted to play only 1-drops. Is my thing blinking? Do you guys see that? No? Okay.
I think you're good.
Maybe it's just my screen. Anyway, so this deck is only 1-drops. It runs, before I cut a 1-drop so that I could play a background, I ran 69 1-drops and 31 lands. But The whole idea behind this deck is to get Torwaki out, get Obosh out to double it, and then my 1-drops start doing lots of damage. As an example, with Torwaki and Obosh out, Lightning Bolt does 11 damage with this deck.
Oh my gosh.
For 1 mana. So Scion of Halaster is here because it's a Rakdos deck, and it really does not have very much access to card draw. But the story behind it, most people would assume that Torwaki the Younger descended from Torwaki the Senior, or Torwaki Senior. I looked up the word Scion, and it says that it is a descendant of a notable family. So Torwaki, as it turns out, is a scion of a man named Hal Astor. So yeah, Hal, shout out if you're in the audience, hit us up.
Way to go, Hal. Yeah, I'm scared to hear that Lightning Bolt deals 11 damage when you got everything working. That makes me pucker up just a tiny bit. B, I'm excited to see Lightning Bolt played in a Commander deck, because there's always the running joke of, oh yeah, Lightning Bolt kills it, but no one ever runs Lightning Bolt. And three, I love that you gave yourself an additional challenge, like the fact that the odd wasn't enough. You wanted to take it a step further. That's actually where I've gotten to, Jim, in my deck building career, is I can't just build a deck for the difficulty of the commander. I have to give myself additional things to do. For example, I have a Brutaclad deck, but it's all permanent. I was not allowed to do any instant sorceries, any of that type of stuff, just to kind of make it that much more difficult.
Oh yeah, love that. Yeah, if we're breaking this down in terms of brews, this deck has a lot of spice. It's like an even split of things that are so overtuned and should never have been 1-drops, and totally unplayable draft shaft that you're going to have to read 3 times because you've never seen it before.
That is great. Well, our other guest here is also a community staple, Sean from Commanders Brew. Actually, you and I share a first name. I would like to say that, of course, though mine's the one that's spelled the correct way, but I think all of us Sean say that to each other if we ever see one who spells it differently.
No, I gotta. I'm squashing that beef now. I'm done. Like, there's too many Matts and Daves. We can't be fighting among Seans. We gotta just unite. We're all the right spelling. It's the Matts and the Daves that we gotta watch out for.
Well, interesting thing, I actually met a Sean. He spells it S-H-A-N. I had never seen that before. But
you know what?
Sean,
I welcome them with open arms.
Absolutely.
No more. I'm tired of fighting other Seans about spelling.
Well, Sean,
that's what they want. That's what Matt. That's what Big want. Matt wants.
All those Matt Johnsons out there. That's a conspiracy against the Seans. They're just trying to pin us against each other.
Yeah, because they know if we unite, we're unstoppable.
That's why you gotta have a unique name, like Tor Halson, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. It's it's a blast to be here. I can't wait. I love an interesting take on a brew. That's what my channel's all about at Commander's Brew. It's all about just trying to do things a little bit different or a little bit less predictably, and as a result, these decks often end up kind of in the mid-power range. This is a Riel the Everwise deck, who is a Sword Coast Sailor. The deck itself, Riel, gets bigger power based on the instants and sorceries in the yard. Discarding allows me to draw more cards. So it's mostly just stuff that cycles, other ways to discard cards, stuff that cares about instants and sorceries in the graveyard. And the Sword Coast Sailor background allows me to attack the opponent who has the most life, and my commander can't be blocked. So I could make Riel if I can get Riel to 21, I might have unblockable attack for lethal on somebody. Riel's background as a Sword Coast Sailor. We know Riel is super old or whatever, and about 440 years ago, she used to sail around Frobisher Bay and actually brought Thanksgiving to, it wasn't Canada back then, but a lot of people don't credit her enough with that. We all want to talk about Laura Secord and her, heritage moment, but I think the Riel the Everwise one ought to be up there as a number one.
Real man of genius.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. We got to thank you for the signature dish of Icorian roast beef beast. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, once I looked up Sword Coast Sailor, I was like, oh, because we had a friend in our local Kansas City play group at one point. He's now moved to Idaho, and he had a Riel deck, and she just can get so large so quick, and the card draw is so powerful. And then I was like, oh my god, Sword Coast Sailor, unblockable. That is, Voltron just all over it.
Mm-hmm.
So, down to me, guys. As everyone knows me, I don't need to talk about the channel, because obviously that's why you're here, because you obviously know about our channel. But I did post our link tree into the chat. That definitely has the link to all of our content out there. One of our more popular ones is Brews and Builds, where we do deck packs, which we've actually shifted to just focusing on all the brand new legends that are coming out, or pre-cons. But we kind of correlate them how beer is kind of brewed, but really we wanted to do a different take on deck building in Commander. No longer you have to have 10 spot removals and 15 ramp spells, and well, we don't do that, because not every commander wants the same amount of ramp or removal or combos or any of that. Everything can be different. So we talk about how that brew process really works with myself and Big Tuck. And today we are talking about a deck that has been on Brews and Builds in the past. If you go into our link tree, you'll see our website there, where you can go find our deck list, the video, and on the podcast associated. But I am playing Shirai, Shiitsu's Caretaker. As I've played this deck on other channel streams multiple times, this was influenced from Richard over at MTG Goldfish from a Commander Clash like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, something like that. He ran it on MTGO. I thought it was pretty interesting. It was a cool way to do what Black likes to do, but like Jim talked about, we got a whole lot of draft shaft in here. A lot of terrible one-power creatures or less that normally don't do very good things, but with Shirai's ability of, hey, whenever power 1 or less is into my graveyard from the battlefield, I get to bring it right back to the beginning of the next end step, as long as Shirai is still on the battlefield. And we paired that with Agent of the Iron Throne. And the story here is that, Shirai, before her untimely death and becoming a spirit, was a kind of covert agent for the powers that be. And a lot of her kind of power was going out and doing these dark dealings. And, whenever artifacts or creatures would die, the opponents each losing a life, and which translated really well to when she died and came back from the grave as a spirit, as, hey, well, those things that were all dying, well, any that was on my battlefield, or anything that was aligned with me and my nefariousism, it's coming back from the battlefield, or from the graveyard as well. So that's a little bit of how it went from Agent of the Iron Throne to the Caretaker.
ta-da!
Ta-da!
It's a bit of a promotion or demotion, depending how you look at it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it's a promotion and responsibilities, but demotion because she's dead.
Sure.
You can't win everything.
From agent to caretaker.
Yeah, but what is dead?
Alright.
So
Are we? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We've got our 7. How we want to do mulligans? We'll just look. We've got something to do before we start, right?
We do have something we're going to do beforehand.
Or is that after mulligans or before?
It's because it's whatever. It doesn't really matter. So if you need to mulligan, you can go and do that now.
let me
But
see.
we will roll d20s to see who goes first. And this is
Oh, I gotta go grab some dice. I'll be right back.
I got a 10. We will do high rolls.
I don't have a d20 near me. Can someone roll for me? I'm taking a mulligan.
Okay,
I took a
Open
moment.
we'll open up Batman here.
Ooh.
You, sir, got a 12
12. Okay, in the lead. I think.
in the lead. Hey, that's that Sean power right there.
Right. See what happens when we work together?
Yeah, you go first, I go second. I'm here for this.
I also got a 12.
Ooh. I have plenty of 6-sided, but just no 20s.
If you roll 2 of them and you still get a 12, I'll let you go first.
What do you mean let me? I've earned a roll off at least.
Oh, I thought
14.
Oh, well, now I have no power.
What Jim roll? I couldn't see.
14.
14.
14.
Ooh,
Jim's going first.
that's the
Okay.
winner. That's the winner.
So, obviously, Canadian Thanksgiving is different because it's a completely different history and everything. What about Christmas? Does Canada do anything different for the Christmas holiday, different than America, other than maybe you don't get obnoxious with all the lights and decorations?
So
I mean, things get pretty obnoxious here too, but there's got to be a tradition or two that's a little different.
there is one for sure. We have Boxing Day on the day after Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Boxing Day historically was like Canadian Black Friday, but now we have Black Friday too, which is like,
Okay.
kind of inexplicable because we don't have Thanksgiving in November. So we have like Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but Boxing Day is the day after Thanksgiving, or sorry, the day after Christmas. And the idea behind it is you would like box up all your old stuff and give it to charity.
Oh, that's cool.
Or depending on who you listen to, it could also be you box up all the stuff that you want to return to the store, like gifts, and bring it back to the store. So we used to have like tons of Boxing Day deals, like people have Black Friday deals, because you would have all these like open box things that got returned after Christmas. But it has lost all resemblance to that because now most stores don't even take returns on Boxing Day because they're too busy having sales. So
Oh, wow. I like that, where it's box up all the stuff you don't want and go return it. That's pretty cool. That unfortunately doesn't work in our household. I just got married in September, and there were some people that went off the registry for their gifts, and they were just things that we didn't really want. And we had it all in this nice pile with the receipts, and that was 2 months ago. And we were cleaning before we had our EDH tournament this last weekend, and I was like, you know what? Probably just donate this stuff because I don't think they're gonna let us return it at this point. All right. Does everyone have a keepable hand?
I'm ready to go.
Yes.
All right. Everyone put hands on screen. We'll go 3, 2, 1 and just say #GetHanded. 3, 2, 1. #GetHanded.
Get-handed.
There we go. Jim, kick it off.
Okay, let's do it. I'll draw a card to start the game. I am going to play a Field of Ruin and tap it to cast a Skull Clamp and pass the turn.
Nice.
Very nice. Very nice. Here's my draw. Let's start us off. I'm going to drop a mountain. I will also tap it and put my first spell in the graveyard. That's Magmatic Insight. As an additional cost, I will discard an island right here and draw 2 cards.
Nice.
And that'll be it for me.
Explosive play. I'm going to be a little bit boring and just go Snow-Covered Swamp Pass.
Oh, snow covered is boring, he said. All right, I'll draw a card. I will play a forest and tap that for a hardened scales and pass.
Okay. On tap, draw card. I'm going to play this mountain and cast a Viridian Longbow
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
and follow it up with a Grim Lavamancer and pass the turn.
All right.
Very nice.
So-
Very nice.
Let's put down a Sulphur Falls. I do control a mountain. So, but I'm just going to leave that up there. I'm going to pass the turn.
All right. Draw. Let's go another Swampy Swamp. And just as I want to feel like I'm part of the party, we'll just put out an altar of dementia. Pass.
Mm.
Mm.
Mill me, please.
I will draw a card. I will play a swamp, and then I will cast my background.
Ooh.
Very
And pass
nice. Oh yeah, I probably should have done that. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Not used to it.
No, it's true.
Y'all done there,
Forgot
Ross?
it was there.
Yeah, that's a
Draw
pass.
I will untap, draw a card. I really was hoping that I would draw a third land by now, but I have not. So I am going to Skull Clamp the Grim Lavamancer to draw 2 cards.
Sounds good. Yeah, that Viridian Longbow is part of my 7-card combo in my Garza Zol deck. Jim and Sean, if you aren't familiar with Garza Zol, it's a trash card. It's real bad.
Don't
I'm
talk
not.
about it like that.
Then I'm going to cast an expedition map and I'll pass the turn.
Oh, there you go.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Before your turn, I will just cycle a startling development for 1 before your turn ends, and then I will go to my untap, step, etc. And here's I always get confused. That was my cycle. Here's my draw.
Mhm.
So it's 1 island, and I'm going to tap all 3 of this and put down a cute little Is It Locket.
So
Aw.
cute.
Mm-hmm. Passing the turn.
Untap, draw. Let's go Phyrexian Tower. And do the for 3, we'll go Virtuous the Veiled. Obviously, I cannot have Gorm in the deck, but I am going to fail to find to get a free shuffle. And I will.
Okay. Draw a card. I will play another swamp. And I will go ahead and bring out Grismold. And then when I move to my end step, I will give all of you a Thanksgiving present of a 1/1 plant.
Yay!
Ooh. I gotta grab plants.
What should I
Hmm.
grab for?
I'll grab them when it's not my turn, but that'll be a plant for now.
Okay, and then that will wrap up my turn.
Okay. Non-tap. Draw a card. Play a mountain. Okay. I'm going to I'm gonna cast this spell, which is one of those ones that everybody has to read. I'm gonna cast Smoke Spirit's Aid. X equals 1, targeting the plant that you just gave me. This creates a token aura enchantment named Smoke Blessing that says when enchanted creature dies, it deals 1 damage to its controller, and I create a treasure token.
Oh,
So then I'm going to Skull Clamp it to draw 2 cards and make a treasure and take 1 damage.
Very
Uh-huh.
nice.
like it. So when that token dies, I will put 2 1/1 counters on Grismold, 1 from himself and 1 from Hardened Skills.
Oh, I knew it wasn't going to be all upside. Uh, how big is Grismold now?
It is a
5/5?
5/5. Yep.
Oh, this is going to be a problem, and I've created it. I'm going to pass the turn.
Shame.
Okay,
Shame.
I'm using this soldier to represent that plant for now. If anyone, it's a 1/1, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll just pretend that's a plant in the meantime. Okay.
I'm going to use this as my plants, if you're okay with this. This is an
Very nice.
original. This
I
was
love
drawn for me by Megan from Infinitokens.
Oh, that's
when I
cool.
made my Infinitokens order. So
Then
Very
absolutely.
nice. I'm gonna put down a 1, 2, 3, 4 mana to cast Jace's Protection. This is a 2/2 for 4. Whenever I draw a card, I put a +1/+1 counter on Jace's Protection. I can also pay 4 to put a loyalty counter on target Jace Planeswalker.
Interesting. Secret Jace Tribal, I see.
Haha, right. Has nothing to do with the fact that I plan on drawing a million cards. I'm gonna try to adjust my light so it's not so much glare. I'm passing the
All
turn.
good. All right. Untap, keep, draw. We will play the coffers.
Mhm.
You know, while you're doing that, I'm just gonna crack my treasure and crack my expedition map.
You just get bigger with creature tokens or any token? Creature token. Okay.
Yeah, creature tokens.
Okay.
That would be kind of gross with treasures.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get Care Keep. Oh, but that's gonna make creature tokens and they're gonna die.
That's
Is this
okay.
a poor choice?
I support it.
Maybe I just get like War Room. Yeah, I'm just gonna get War Room.
All right. Well, let's just go ahead and play one of the all-stars of the deck, Absolute Draft Chaff, Vicious Conquistador, other known as what was his name? The pirate. He's the Canadian pirate that founded.
Oh, he's
Thanksgiving.
Martin Frobisher. Yeah.
There we go, Martin. This is Martin over here, otherwise known as Vicious Conquistador. Okay.
If I may, though, we got that confused. It was originally Riel from way back then, but the stories got it wrong.
Right.
That is so true. I mean, that's just what history happens.
This is the history they won't teach you in schools.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. it was some white male that was like, I can't be a lady. It has to be this angry vampire pirate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I think I'm just gonna have to pass the turn.
Okay. I will untap and draw. That was not a land. Okay, I will pay 3 and cast Champion's Helm.
Nice.
And then I will swing Grismold at Mr. Combo. So when it attacks, it will get a. What's that?
You know, I have a death touch.
It will get indestructible from my background.
Oh, wait. Okay.
That's rough.
So when I attack, my background will give it a +1, and then Hardened Scales will give it an additional. So he's now a 7/7
Oh my
With-
gosh.
with Death Touch and Trample.
This is a problem.
Well, I'm not gonna block it because it has trample. It just doesn't do anything. So I guess I'll take 7.
And then I will move to my end step and give all of you another lovely plant.
I'll take it.
It's starting.
Where did I put that? I think I put it back in my box. Oh well, that's my plant.
Okay, and then that's my turn.
Draw a card. I will play a Sean or Combo. You got anything to deal with this Grismold?
Not in hand at the moment.
I
What if
do.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ominous.
Well,
I'm
it
going-
would. Yeah, it would just cause me to. I mean, it's removal, and now that it doesn't have indestructible anymore, I could remove it now, but yeah. Are you needing to sacrifice a bunch of stuff and you just don't want it getting humongous?
No, it's just I have a scheming symmetry in my hand and could
Oh,
allow
okay.
one of
Yeah.
you to tutor up
You
some
know what?
removal.
I would love that because actually I need a land. So how about this? Cast it with it on the stack. I will go ahead and remove the Griswold.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I'll play a swamp. I'll cast a scheming symmetry targeting myself and Mr. Combo.
Cool. I will, in response, tap my Phyrexian Tower to sacrifice a plant for 2 black. Then tap my other swamp, and I will cast Hero's Downfall on Griswold.
Nice.
I just threw up a little running count of the spells in my graveyard here. Just to save y'all from asking me a million times.
Thank you.
That's actually super smart.
Consider it.
I'm gonna get
A card.
a card.
Card.
What do I get? I didn't think this far ahead. I didn't cast it for that. I cast it for you, Combo. I'm gonna get this card. I'll put it on top. Then, do I want to do anything else? I already played my land. I think I'm just gonna, you know what? I guess we equip the Viridian Longbow to the thing. No, that's dumb. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna pass.
All right. I'm going to draw a card which puts a counter on Jace's protection. I'm going to mark that there. Oops. This side. That's a fiery islet. The one where I can sack it to draw a card, which I'm going to do. 1 tap and sack to draw a card. That's another counter on Jace's protection. And with 4 remaining mana, 2 red, 2 blue, I'm going to drop a Crackling Drake, power equal to the instants and sorceries in exile and in your graveyard. And when it enters, I draw a card. That's another counter on Jace's protection here. And that's all my mana. Remind me, Jim, what's on that? But what that's the little plant there?
Yeah, it's a plant.
That's the plant. Got Death Touchers up there. Giant. I don't want to make an enemy of a giant Griswold. So, Jim, I'll come at you with this 5/5.
Oh, so you're making an enemy of me.
I like to go into the game assuming everyone is my enemy at some point. So I like to think I'm not making you an enemy. I'm just honoring the agreement we came in with.
Yeah, no blocks.
Okay.
Just confirming it.
Yes, passing the turn.
All right. Tap. Draw. I will play an Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth. And this one's actually a very cool one for people watching in Jim and Sean. So my very first Magic Fest I ever went to was, or first Vegas one was back in 2019. And Jung Park was there, and he had his Artist Proof binder. And this is before Artist Proofs kind of became a cool thing. So I got the full art Ultimate Masters for $20. Foil.
Oh, cool.
And he did this sweet R2D2 Ultra on the back for me.
Nice.
Yeah, it is one of my prized possessions because I think that's like well over $100 now. So
Yeah, no doubt.
Easily.
okay, would get 5, 6, 7, 8.
I don't have any plants. We'll go with the Saproling. That's close enough to a plant.
What happened to the cactus?
I put it back, and I don't know where I put it. It's somewhere. I have another one too. This one's a cat bird.
All right. Let's tap Phyrexian Tower. We're going to sack a plant. Add 2 black mana. Tap the coffers. We now have 5 black into our mana pool. I will cast my commander, Shirai. I will then pay 3. Cast Agent of the Iron Throne as well. And I would like to move to combat. I am going to swing Vicious Conquistadors at Marketing Ross, and then I will swing Virtus the Veiled at Sean.
Remember me Virtus's power and toughness?
It's a 1/1.
1/1 menace? Is that right?
Nope. Nope.
No, that's
Just
his buddy.
1/1.
His buddy's
Yeah.
got triple menace or something. Okay, so I will
So-
block with one of these soldiers then.
Perfect. Marketing.
I will-
I do. Sorry, I have a trigger. When Vicious Conquistador attacks, each opponent's automatically going to lose life.
Each opponent, not just when you're attacking.
Correct.
Okay.
And then Ross,
Okay.
you got a 1/2 Vicious.
I'll take the Conquistador.
All right, you take an additional 1. Virtus the Veiled traded, so it does die. Each opponent loses a life from Agent of the Iron Throne.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
All right. Second main phase, I will sack my Vicious Conquistador to Altar of Dementia. And Marketing Ross, mill 1 card, please. And everyone take an additional life for Agent of the Iron Throne.
Done.
All right. Move to my instep. Instep trigger, Vicious Conquistador, and Virtus the Veiled come back. Pass.
Okie dokie. Untap. Draw. Oh man. All right. Temple of Milady.
My lady.
We're just gonna keep that on top. And we will tap these 3 and we'll cast Chatterfang.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Chatterfang.
And then I will pass my turn.
Well, before you move to your instep, I have some responses. Jim, do you have anything before his instep?
Yeah. I'm going to sack Field of Ruin to pop your Cabal coffers.
Sounds good. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away.
So everybody searches for a basic and puts it onto the battlefield.
That's everybody,
Or is
right?
it
Or is
everyone?
it just you two?
Each player.
Each player.
Oh,
And does it come out tapped or untapped?
It is untapped.
Untapped.
Well, it doesn't affect any of what we're doing, but just in response to that, I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice Virtus the Veiled and Vicious Conquistador. Marketing Ross, you'll mill 2 cards, and then everyone take 2 life.
Sure.
Okay.
We got to deal with this Shirai. Shirai?
Yeah, you know, I don't know how it's actually pronounced. I always say
Shirai?
Shirai, but I bet you Shirai is probably more apt.
Shiraz.
so, it's a nice Shiraz.
Okay, and then I'll untap.
I will mill 2.
Yes,
Future
sir.
5.
And then my
Vision.
creatures come back.
I'll draw a card.
Nice putrefy.
Oh, thank you.
It just occurred to me that I absolutely just shuffled away the card that I brought up with Gaming Country, which is sad times, but I feel like it was still fine. I didn't know that you were going to get an herb orc at that point. I'm going to play a mountain, and Riel's an 0/3? That's so...
Ariel is not out right now.
Oh.
I've got a Jace's Protection, which is a 5/5, and a Crackling Drake, which is now a 2/4, and that soldier, or it's a plant.
I think I just want to start murdering things.
Hmm.
Do I want to do that? Is that a good idea?
It's not a bad idea.
Because I feel like I want to sack this Saproling, and if I do, I'm just going to get Vertised. Okay. I'm going to cast Electricity Overloaded to deal 1 damage to each creature I don't control.
Okay. Virtus will die. Each opponent loses a life. Well, and I guess it's going to die anyways. I'll sack it to the altar, and then Jim, for that, mill 1 card, please.
Sure. It's an Overmaster.
I got a plant token dying.
Okay. Then I'm going to cast Flame Jab, targeting Shirai.
Okay.
1 damage.
In response, I will sack it to the Altar of Dementia, and Jim milled 2 cards.
Okay. That is a Mountain and a Meekstone.
Ooh, that's a pretty.
Glad to see that Meekstone go.
Yeah, this one's real nice.
Oh, I love
that.
Meekstone.
I don't like
Don't worry,
the card.
it may be showing up again.
Then, how big is that Conquistador? It's a 1/2?
It's a 1/2. Well, 1/1.
It's fine. I don't know. How worried are we about this Chatterfang?
Oh boy. I mean,
Really not that worried, hey?
not that worried until that pirate shows up.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so I'm going to then Skull Clamp the Saproling, or my plant, to draw 2 cards. And I'm going to cast a Relic of Progenitus.
Ooh,
And then I'm going to pass the turn.
Okay.
that could be relevant later.
Here's my draw. That's another counter on Jace's protection. Okay. So I will certainly play a land for the turn. That's going to be an island. And yeah, let's do it. Let's cast good old Riel Frobisher. For 3 mana. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So here's a turning point for me where I have to decide: Jim? Do I try to make friends with you to get all that Relic of Progenitus attention off of me, or do I try to deal with that Relic of Progenitus by dealing with you as fast as possible? This is the choice I'm facing right now.
I mean, it's up to you. You can make the right choice or the wrong choice.
The right choice or the wrong choice? Yeah.
I'm not going to tell
Okay.
you which one which, though.
No, well, I mean, okay then. Okay, Jim, I'm coming at you with the squad.
Wow, bold.
Currently, Crackling Drake 2/4, Jason's Protection 6/6.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take
Wow.
8, I guess.
Yep, okay. Pass the turn.
Okay.
You have chosen poorly.
Mm.
I thought you were about to say, and you chose correct.
I mean-
Let's go Cabal Stronghold. Sure. It's just like worse version of coffers.
Was someone typing, or did you add Star Wars lasers to your soundboard?
No, that was just me tapping my cards on the hardwood. 'Cause I'm in a pickle.
Is it Vlasic?
I appreciate that.
let's go ahead. Go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Butcher a Malakir.
Okay.
Oh.
It's not gonna matter though, because you guys keep getting tokens, so it won't be as impactful. But
Okay, well, I'm gonna dig for an answer for a sec. So while that thing's on the stack, I'm going to cycle Hieroglyphic Illumination, which will result in 2 draws, one from Riel's trigger, and then the cycling one. And that'll put 2 counters on. And I'm hoping to draw an answer here because I cannot afford to sack a couple creatures. That is all. That is all.
all right, well, that's my turn. Pass.
Untap. Draw. Let's see. This might not be the right play, but it seems amusing. So we're going to tap 4 and cast Namata, Primeval Warden.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh. That actually deals with the Butcher Malakir quite nicely.
It'll do.
Oh yeah, I like that.
And then I'm going to move to equip the Champion's Helm onto Namata.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Let's see. What's up?
I said fish sticks.
3. All right. Riel is a 3/3, correct?
Correct, as you can see by the 3 in the corner.
Just checking your maths.
Yes, yes. I might forget to update. It's good to check.
Okay. I'll swing a squirrel at you. Sean?
Force walk doesn't matter. Yeah. And that squirrel is the Chatterfang, that's Chatterfang themselves, 3/3.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm not gonna block that. I'll take that 3.
Okay. And I will move to 1 step and have no triggers. So pass.
Okay. I will untap. I'll draw a card. I'll play this War Room.
Oh.
Then I'm going to tap 5 and cast my commander, Torwaki.
Walkie Rod.
I'm actually going to re-tap for that. I'm going to do that. Keep up a red, just to keep you guessing, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, that lightning bolt, you're ready.
I'm just saying, you know?
11-point lightning bolt.
Then I'm just going to pass the turn.
All right. Okay. Untap, upkeep, draw. That'll put a counter on Jace's protection. Tap these lands. Okay. Item 1. Casting a Swiftfoot Boots.
Swifty boots.
I'll tap like so. And if that resolves, I'll try to put it on Riel.
No responses here.
No response from me.
Don't like that.
I thought you might not, but that is what I'm trying. Are you stopping me from casting it or equipping it? Like what?
I'm potentially responding to the equip.
Okay, so the cast is through. It's on the board.
Cast is through. It's on the board. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So pay 1 to equip.
I'm going to respond.
Jim's just mad he has to use his 11-point lightning bolt now.
Yeah, I know. I was hoping
It's
to
a lot of
save-
points.
Premature.
I'm going to pay 2 life to gut shot Riel, trigger Torwaki, targeting Riel. Total 4 damage.
Wow.
Hmm.
Okay, well, I gotta find an answer here. So, because you gut shotted it, I can't censor you, so I'll cycle the censor instead, which is 2 draw, which is a draw 2.
And that puts another. That makes it a 4/4.
Well, just the
No, it's
power. The
only
toughness was
power.
always 3.
Oh, toughness is always 3. I gotcha.
Yeah. I can't beat you that way. Beat you this way. I don't think. Okay. That'll do it. Riel takes the hit.
Boom.
1 down.
Gut shot.
That is 2 counters on Jace's protection from that move there.
Okay.
Uh,
And
so-
Torwaki has lifelink, so the damage that Torwaki did will gain me 2 life.
Okay.
Hmm.
So then I guess I'll put the Swiftfoot boots on my Jace's protection.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And then Jim coming at you for 11.
11?
Yeah.
This is so rude.
Mm-hmm.
And the arms race.
Okay, I will. Wait, hang on. This is Jace's what?
Jace's protection.
It's not coming up.
It's projection.
Oh, sorry,
Oh,
projection. You know what? That's on me. 2/2 as a base, and I've got 9 counters on there.
Yeah, aggressive.
It's actually quite slow. It's a 4-mana 2/2. It's not that aggressive if you really think about it.
Sean, when you sorry to back up to the Riel dying, did you move her to the command zone?
I did.
Okay.
Oh, I gotta do the stuff. Yeah.
Do we just take this? Let's see. I feel like if I take it, I'm probably just dead, but I might be dead anyway. The Nemata has hexproof.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll take 11, you said?
So no blocks.
Yeah,
I
no
am
block.
swinging it as 11. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yes. No, you know, yeah. That I only have 2 mana up. I will leave it at 11.
Okay, I'll go to 9.
Okay, and I believe. Do you know what? Let's do it. No, let's not do it. Oh no. I'm gonna pass. I have to discard. I will discard a spell and put another one in the graveyard. I'm going to discard Bluster Squall.
danger. Well, I guess it's more apt Jim's in danger.
Yeah, I'm in danger.
Oh, land. Did this here 4, 5, 6, 7. No matter what, I got. I mean, I just don't really. Guess we'll play Shirai. That resolve?
Yeah?
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
That sounded like a bolt to me.
3.
You know, Jace's projection makes so much more sense.
I thought it was like Jace's protection, like Teferi's protection.
Oh, yeah.
See, I actually thought protection makes sense because you could put like the additional loyalty counter on the Jace Planeswalker, so it's like protecting it from possibly like dying or
Like he's
whatever.
some sort of bouncer or something, like some sort of hired muscle.
Yeah.
There's nothing good happening out here, so I'll just pass.
Okay. Untap. Draw. Let's see. I'm going to recast my commander. So that's 2 times.
Getting ready with that plant token now.
I might need the blocks for the reach. Focus camera. I think I will just I'll just move to my end step and give everyone a plant.
Okay.
I already did my homework.
Yeah. Okay. I'll untap. And I will draw a card. Okay, the Crackling Drake is an X4.
That's correct. And the X is 5 right now.
Okay, so we can do something about that. I'm going to... How big is Chatterfang? 3/3?
That's 3. Yep.
Ross, how worried do I have to be about Griswold? Be real with me.
I mean, I want to use the background as much as I can, so I'll be swinging at the highest life total.
Okay. Because I would love to point all of my stuff elsewhere, but I also don't want to have to worry about it. Okay. Well, Sean has started a blood feud. the likes of which we haven't seen in 440 years here in Canada.
True.
I am going to cast Expedite, targeting Torwalkie.
Gives him
Yeah, it'll give him a haste.
haste and a draw.
It'll trigger Torwalkie, and I'm going to deal 2 damage to the Crackling Drake and gain 2 life.
Yeah, okay.
So that will resolve. I'll draw a card. Then I'm going to... Oh, this is aggressive. Why am I doing this? I'm going to cast Imperial Seal. Trigger Torwalkie. Deal another 2 damage to the Crackling Drake. This one's going to be a wash because I'll gain 2 life and then lose 2 life off the Imperial Seal.
And then that Drake gets exiled, and I'll make a Sapperling.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Exiled.
Then, okay, Ross, what if I make this... what if I make this... Oh, do I want to do that? Hang on. Oh, it's probably just this. Is that the smart way to go? I could potentially make the Griswold very large.
Okay. I'm listening.
But I don't think I'm going to.
Fair enough.
Now I'm not listening anymore.
God, what if all my cards in my deck are bad? What do I do then?
the EDH Conundrum.
Okay, I'm gonna get this card and put it on top. Then I'm going to clamp my plant token.
Mm-hmm.
That'll trigger Griswold. I'll draw 2 cards.
Okay. So when that plant dies, it will go to exile.
Oh yeah, I guess it doesn't
Yeah, you
trigger
do not
Griswold,
get
right?
triggers.
Yeah. I haven't played a land yet for my turn, so I am going to play a luxury suite.
What's that skull clamp? It didn't have to die from skull clamp.
Oh, it's when it's put into a graveyard.
I believe that's Oracle
Yeah.
to dies, right? So I don't believe you
Yeah.
get those cards.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. I'll put those back on top. And if we're okay with backing up.
Fine by me.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Well, then I think I'm going to...
Ross, did you know that Namada's a non-bow in your deck?
Nope.
I'm just gonna
Finding out now.
I'll just pass.
Okay. Go to my draw. That's one more counter.
Man, Sean's gonna win the game without even using his background. Just
Or my
his
commander,
cheesy
apparently.
protection.
Real put that life behind her.
What do we got? 6, the 10, that's a 12. Okay. I'm going to cast Artful Dodge on Jace's Projection. Target creature's unblockable this turn.
Mm-hmm.
And Jim, coming at you for that lethal damage, I believe. I believe it is lethal.
Okay. In declare blockers, I will declare no blocks because it's unblockable.
Mhm.
I'm going to cast Searing Touch, targeting your soldier token,
Okay.
and I'm going to deal 2 damage to you, Sean. Gain 2 off of Torwaki.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Spikefield Hazard to deal 2 damage to you, Sean. Trigger
Okay.
Torwaki, deal another 2 damage to you, and I'll gain 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total. Okay.
That puts me to 15.
Mm-hmm.
Is that enough?
It's enough. Well,
Go
right
ahead.
now this creature is a 12.
It's a 12.
At the moment.
Okay.
At the moment.
Okay. Let's proceed to damage.
So before that happens, though, I am going to crack my Is It Locket to draw 2 cards.
It's a
I'm putting
14.
2 more counters on him. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I can do about that. So,
I'll go to 1.
oh wait, no, sorry. I have one more thing to do. I can also cycle Compelling Argument to draw a card for 1 blue,
Oh.
which might be that last one.
Okay. Then in declare blockers, I will crack my relic to exile all graveyards.
Fair enough.
And then die.
I had to deal with that
No.
relic.
You're in red. I'm sure you had artifact removal.
I had some, yeah, but can't find it. Okay, that's it. Pass turn.
All right.
My belly is exposed.
All right. Draw.
Could have been friends if you didn't cast that relic of Progenitus.
Oh, we could have been friends if you had made the right decision.
Made the right decision. I see. My decision to be friends got priority first.
So I'm gonna cast Diabolic Intent, sacrificing the plant. I'm gonna tutor card.
Also, I forgot a trigger earlier, but on that trigger, I will make a squirrel in addition to the sapperling.
I think you only make it when it's sacrificed, or when it dies, which you have your thing getting all the death triggers.
So the thing you sacrifice, Namada will exile, and then I make
Uh-huh.
a sapperling. And
Yeah,
then,
Namada is the one that makes it, right?
yeah, Namada makes the sapperling, and then
Oh, gotcha. Yep.
and then Chatterfang will make a squirrel.
These mountains are my discards. That's why I have anything in my graveyard right now. 2 hand size.
And this death trigger is really hurting me. Oh. I will finish shuffling here in a second. We will go Moon Black for a Meekstone.
Hey, I remember that card.
And I will go ahead and pass the turn.
Okay. I will untap and draw. Okay. I will tap 2 for a Talisman of Resilience. And I will tap 3 for Nadir's Nightblade. And then I will move to put the helm on Nadir's Nightblade.
Target lost.
Any responses there?
All you, bro.
Nope. I'm out of mana. I'm out of creatures.
I'm out of options.
That does make me the scariest possible creature, though. When a person is out of options, they will do anything.
If only it would untap.
Oh, maybe anything includes breaking the actual rules.
Oh.
I'm not that scared.
Okay. What is
Is that where you
your-
go rage and you just like yank out your Ethernet in the back of your router, like we used to do back when you do like LAN gaming? So you
Oh
wouldn't
my
get yelled?
goodness.
He's
Yeah.
taking his ball and he's going home.
I mean, in my younger days, I did have a few game-related emotional outbursts that I, not too proud of.
Yeah.
Mild, my own property damage.
So I will swing Chatterfang and Grismold at Sean, and
Okay.
Namada at Combo.
Namada is a 5.
It is a 3/4.
Doesn't it have the champion's helm on it?
Not anymore.
Oh,
So I'm taking 6. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
how much open mana do you have?
0.
And you're hitting me with the 3-4.
Correct.
Okay, I block with a 5-4.
Thank you. That is all. I will move to my end step. We all make a plant, and I will also make a squirrel.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's my draw. There's that counter on the projection. Here's my land for the turn. That's going to be an island.
Don't forget your Jason doesn't untap.
Doesn't untap. Whoops. I did miss that.
Nice
I
try.
was trying to put facts into Twitch chat. You caught me. I'm going to spend 5 on Riel. And I'm going to spend 1 more to try to equip the boots. Let me know if there's anything
Can't do
anyone
anything
wants to
about it.
react with.
None here.
Okay. My graveyard is once again empty, like the day I was born. So I guess that's a pass for me.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, this time I will remember my background. Background's out. There we go. With that last 2 mana. Okay.
All right. Draw. We will go 3. Dutiful Attendant.
So dutiful.
So dutiful.
Doot,
Dude-a-roni.
doot.
Dutiful and beautiful.
All right. Let's go ahead and sacrifice the Dutiful Attendant to Altar of Dementia. Marketing Ross, mill 1 card, please. And each of you lose 1 life.
The Rot
Mhm.
Farm.
I will also sack the plant. Do the same thing. Each of you lose a life. And Ross, mill 1 card.
That is a swamp.
I'll be moving to end step. Dutiful Attendant is back out. And
Okie dokie.
Ross, those do not untap.
This one doesn't. This is a 3/3.
Yep.
3 or
Creatures power
greater.
3 or greater do not untap.
Ooh. I can read, I promise. All right. Draw. Okay.
It's going to be challenging. It's going to be challenging.
Gonna be something. Let's see. How do you want to do this?
Oh, sorry. We have to rewind a little bit. I sacrificed 2 creatures. Each of you guys need to sacrifice 2 creatures.
Oh, that's on again. Ugh.
Oh, with the Pneumaticon.
Oh,
I'll sack
boy.
them squirrels.
Squirrels.
I can't afford to lose my commander. I got to let that projection go.
Sean, don't worry. You don't get to keep your commander.
I don't?
No, because I'm gonna do it again. I can do this on everyone's
Oh.
turn.
He
At
gets to
least
speak
let me,
right.
at least let me pretend. At least let me believe.
Well. Okay. I'll tap for 6. And I will cast a Massacre Worm.
Ah.
What the?
I mean,
everything
I'm
gets
out. I'm-
Neg 2.
Yep. Your opponents get -2, and then when an opponent or a creature you control dies, you lose 2 life.
Okay, I'm actually okay with this. So, Shirai and Dutiful Attendant die. Each of you sacrifice 2 creatures.
I'll sack some plants.
Now, does the life gain, is that life loss tied to the death via that -2/-2, or if they die at any point? This
Any point.
I'm forgetting the subtleties of Massacre Worm. Since
It's at any
whenever, oh right, it's just an ongoing thing, right? Okay, yeah. Well, There you
And
go.
then I have a dutiful attendant trigger. Oh, each of you also lose 2 life for Agent of the Iron Throne.
Okay.
Then dutiful.
And
Go ahead.
Combo, did you lose your life from the worm?
Yep, I did it before.
Cool.
I have a dutiful attendant trigger on the stack. I'm going to be bringing Shirai from my graveyard to my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And those are my confessions.
Okay. And then in that whole procession, I lost 4 creatures, which Nadir's Nightblade saw. And so you both lose 4 life.
Whew.
Let's see. What do we do with this butcher? He's a problem.
Yeah, big time.
A problem.
My best moves are when things are on stacks, I'll admit, especially when they're that big.
Yeah.
If you had kept your old pal Jim around, I could
I know.
4 damage is my specialty.
It's true.
All right. I am going to move to my end step to make a plant and squirrel. And you guys make a plant.
Mm-hmm.
And then the massacre worm initial trigger is still around. Right? Creatures your opponents? No, that's just if they were around to begin with.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that is all for me.
Okay. Ooh. Sacked a couple of lands and mana rocks to draw earlier, so getting my commander out a 3rd time is going to be pricey. I don't think I want to do that until we deal with that butcher, so I guess I'm just going to start digging a little bit. Cycle a spark spray. I don't think a point of damage is going to do much here. Cycle in that spark spray. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not enough. Okay, next turn. Y'all better watch out. In the meantime, yeah, there's no point in playing a creature. Okay, pass the turn.
Alrighty. Untap. Keep draw. 4.
Ooh, I've got stuff in the graveyard again.
So
1.
1.
And 5 for Shirai.
Shirai. I'm going to counter that
Okay.
Oh.
with a forbid. And I will discard 2 cards to buy it back.
Okay.
We'll discard a couple of lands. No, you know what? I'll discard a Brawlin, Skyshark Rider, and a land.
Not Lava Merle.
Trying to figure out where I want to sit. It'll be 9 if I do. I'm not what you would call a wealthy man.
Hmm.
Screw it. Just put it there. Okay. Well, that is definitely no bueno. Can't really do anything about Ross, so pass.
Okay. Untap. Draw. Okay. I will play a Slitherbore Pathway.
Ah. Must be. I wonder. It must be coming up with names for lands. Must be like the hardest part of the job there at Wizards.
How do you name something that may or may not be very interesting?
Well, and there's so many. Like, How many ways can you combine wet and flat to make a blue-white land?
That
Well, that's
sounds
when
like
they
a
call
dangerous.
it moist and straight. The moist straight.
Well,
I don't know about that one. What are we gonna do about this butcher?
You're fine. You're making 2 tokens at the end of every turn. You can handle butcher.
It's in my way.
listen, Ross. If you can get rid of that butcher, I would be in your debt for until it is just you and I left in this game.
Well,
You really want to make deals with the guy at 9
That sounds like a
life.
deal that could have been made way earlier in this game.
I asked you if we could be friends over that relic.
Relic.
I thought I was making the right choice. I was given a coin flip.
oh man, why couldn't this be better? Yikes. Okay. Well, we're gonna go. Is this how we want to do this? Butcher, the old butcher, baker. All right. I don't know if this is the right move, but it's the one we're gonna go with. I'm gonna cast for 4. We're gonna do Karavik the Spiteful.
I love that card.
So
I'm drawing a
all
blank.
other creatures get -1, -1.
Oh, all of your right, and then all creatures. Period.
Yep.
All creatures within Karavik.
Oh, that sucks. Okay, I know I said we'd be friends, but I can't. I have to forbid that. Otherwise, now I'm truly out of any moves whatsoever if I can't even stick a something one.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I can't buy this one back.
Okay. Karavik's a no-go.
You did it, Ross. You baited out the counter spell.
We got him,
You
boys.
did.
All right, we're gonna try it a different way then.
It's like another butcher.
Tap 3 for Virulent Plague. Creature tokens get -2, -2.
Brutal.
Just I'm trying to get it to pull up. Is it just like it all other creatures, or is it just your opponents?
Just tokens.
Creature tokens get -2. Okay.
Oh, just tokens. Oh, it's not so bad then.
So tokens die.
Tokens dead.
Butcher trigger.
Yep. And Nadir's Nightblade saw 4 tokens die, so you both lose 4 life, and I gain 4 life.
And then I'll lose 2 for the master.
Okay.
I'm in danger.
What you gonna stack, Ross?
I'm thinking. It hurts my brain, but I'm thinking. I think we're gonna lose Shatterfang, I guess.
Hmm.
And then, well, we're probably gonna lose something else too, because at the
Sorry,
end of my
did I miss 2 life from the
Yes,
massacre worm? I also that. Was that covered or not yet? I forget where all this life loss came from.
You got the
Combo
4 from the Nadir's Nightblade, and then
Four-
you'll take
from
an additional
Nightblade.
2. Yeah, and then you take an additional 2 from the worm, so you should have lost
Okay.
6 total.
Okay. 3.
Okay, and then at the end of my turn, I will make a plant that will die immediately. Nadir will see that, and you'll both lose 1. I'll gain 1.
Oof.
Right.
And then I guess I will sack Griswold. Because
I
it
thought
can't
you
attack.
stacked the Chatterfang.
Well, because you have a plant that's going to die at my
at the
instant.
end of turn.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so then me and Sean lose an additional 2, and Sean's dead.
Oh, that kills me. Oof.
Whoa.
Dang it. Dang it.
Daddy
Dead.
Woodbuck.
Okay,
Wow.
limit just for kicks. I want to see what I would hit if I had managed to resolve my 5/1 Mirror Mad Phantasm and shuffled it in and milled until I hit it again. I'm just gonna do that while I ponder the afterlife. I just want to see how many spells would end up there, and if anything, if my future could have been different.
All right. Well,
I had a future once.
I know. Oh, hey,
Okay.
fancy seeing you here in the afterlife.
Oh, what's going on?
Not too much. You know what? Here in the afterlife, it really puts the mortal existence into perspective, and I really do apologize for the aggressions.
Oh yeah,
before.
no, now we can be besties. It's all good.
But yeah, everything seems so meaningless now that I'm facing immortal spirit life.
Well, actually, I think this is probably the play.
I think I took a.
Let's play Grave Pact.
Ooh,
Boy.
okie dokie.
And I'll pass.
Interesting. Draw. Okay. I will tap one, and I will play a Soul Ring that has been altered by Big Tuck.
Oh my god, that's so.
Nice.
What was that done when he was quote unquote in the tank?
I would think so.
Does in the tank mean what I think it means?
Oh yeah. On
Okay.
the toilet.
In prison.
Oh, a Grave Pact.
Yep.
That makes things interesting. Ooh. Yeah. Well. I guess. Gosh, you got that old altar over there. Hmm. Yep, that sucks.
So that's actually what I got mad at myself because I should have done the Grave Pact instead of doing Shirai earlier. I would assume Sean probably would have countered that, and then Shirai wouldn't have been 9 to recast. So, oh,
Probably.
swing in the Massacre Worm
Worm is coming in
for 6.
for 6.
Okay, I take 6. Go down to 10.
Okay, on no blockers declared.
Okay.
We're gonna try something. 1, 2, 4. I'm gonna give non-humans +3/+3 until end of turn,
Okay, that'd be 9.
and then I'm gonna tap 1 and Tainted Strike.
Well, I'll just sacrifice Butcher to Altar of Dementia, mill 5.
Yep.
And sacrifice 2 creatures.
I got nothing better to do. So that's what could have happened. And then what do we do with 2 mana? I don't think there's anything in here useful. Nope. Pass.
All right. Draw. Okay. We will go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Shirai. Good God. And pass.
Doo-doo. Draw. Okay. Oh, rata.
Griswold costs what now? 8?
Yeah.
No,
Wait.
7.
7.
Haymakers. It's a game of haymakers.
It is.
All right. I'm going to tap black and 2 for Bastion of Remembrance.
Hmm.
And that will make a soldier that dies. And then I gain a life and you lose a life.
There's a Canadian tradition that's probably different, that's loosely related to Christmas, is that we generally, the decorations go up after Remembrance Day,
Yes.
which is something we observe here on the 11th of November,
Oh.
which is like, I guess the equivalent of a Veterans Day. It's to like remember all the military.
The U.S. has
something
like 4 Veterans Days, though. They have like Memorial Day.
That's
Veterans
true.
Day.
6.
Out of respect, you try to not go too Christmassy till that, although the stores do it the day after Halloween these days.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, the stores make me so mad. It's like you're trying to go buy Halloween's. Like, actually, here in America, Christmas stuff kind of goes up towards the end of October before Halloween's even happen. And literally, you'll have like death and zombies and fake blood next to like that jolly happy Kris Kringle.
And then you can have both with that new movie where the dude from Stranger Things is Santa that hurts people.
Oh, Violent Night. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
so
but-
in for that.
It looks like a joyful sleigh ride.
Yeah, I'm very, very in for it.
Okay, let's go for the 5. 6. I'm gonna do Agadeem's Awakening for 3, bringing Dutiful Attendant to the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
Just one.
And then I will, because it's the Bastion, it's just you control. Okay, I'm gonna sacrifice the Dutiful Attendant to altar, mill a card. Obviously, you'd sacrifice one, but you don't have any creatures. You'll also lose a life. Dutiful Attendant trigger on the stack. I'm gonna bring the Butcher back to hand. Damn it! I'm gonna do a take back counter. Hold on, I'm still doing all of that. It's just I need to pay 3, get out my Desecrated 2. I'm not gonna go as far back as when I brought the Dutiful Attendant, but just for this one, I'll get my 1 bat.
The bat dies.
Oh yeah, there you go. Lose another life.
The bat dies.
All right.
Famous
Things,
quote
I'll
by
take things the Joker wished they could say for 100.
I'll move to my instep. Dutiful Attendant comes out. Another bat comes out. It immediately dies. Lose another life.
Fair enough.
And pass.
Draw. I will play a swamp. And then black. 2, 4, 6. I will. Let's see. I will cast Plague of Vermin and pay 25 life.
What? What? Starting with you, each player may pay any amount of life. Repeat this process until no one pays life. Each player puts the 1/1. Oh my god.
Huh?
So you're gonna go down to 6.
Yep.
Wait a minute. This is okay.
Yeah, well, I think
This
you
is gonna be
win.
confusing to sort out, isn't it?
Well, they come. Well, Combo gets to declare how much life he would like to pay to make his rats.
Oh, Ross, I think I win because
Did I miscalculate?
your triggers go on the stack and then mine go on the stack because like you'll
Oh,
resolve last. So yeah, I win. Pretty sure that's the way that works.
So if I'm not mistaken, a ton of rats will come in, and they'll all just immediately die. So we've got Bastion of Remembrance, and then your
Agent of the Iron Throne.
Agent of Iron Throne triggers, both fighting to see who can kill the other player. And
So
I think that's right. I think the non-active player gets their triggers
First.
It goes
So,
active player. Yeah,
does
right.
that
So app nap, right? So the active player puts their triggers on first, which would be you, Ross. And then Sean, you'd put your triggers on the stack next. Therefore, yours, Sean, would resolve first, resulting in a death.
So when his die, how does the brave play into that? Where I have to sack a rat and then I gain a life and he loses life.
So all those rats come in at the exact same time, and they all are -1, -1s or something. As a state-based action, they are all immediately dead. So the game sees, what is that, 25 creatures dying at the same time. So there's like 50 triggers that got to go on the stack. Yours, Ross, go on the stack first because you're the active player. And once you've finished putting your 25 on the stack, Sean will put his 25 on the stack. And then then it gets a little easier. We just resolve them, last in, first out kind of thing. So the Sean's triggers will resolve before any of yours will.
Yeah, so he just needs to pay six life, get 6 rats, and I die.
No, I don't have to pay anything. Each player, for what they paid. Okay, so I guess
you
pay
pay
6.
life and get rats.
Well, I don't even
so
have
you
to pay 6. I could just, because I'm more worried, like, if do you have some shenanigans, do I need to, like, think big brain this? Okay. I'll trust you. So I'll just pay my 6, go to 9. All the rest.
11-point lightning bolt. 11-point lightning bolt to Sean.
And they all die. Well, because I was thinking, like, okay, if I actually only need to pay 4, because I could just sack the dutiful attendant. I get I guess I'd have to do 5 because it could at least be one of my death triggers. And then if I needed to, I could always sack Shirai when the rats are out. So good game. Boom.
Well done.
Yeah, wow.
Well done. Thank you for the win, Ross. That was very nice of you.
That's exactly what I intended when I played that card.
That's a fun card. I haven't seen. I don't remember. I don't remember that card's ever existing. I'm sure I must have run into it before, but
Shadowmoor
feels new. Yeah.
Well, thank you all
the life
so
dance.
much for coming out, listening, watching. Whether you're watching this live or you're watching it on YouTube a week later. I'm gonna be honest. I was a little worried at first that the backgrounds really weren't going to matter, because Jim and Sean, you guys were kind of going at it. The backgrounds really didn't take much part in it. Ross, you had your one time where the background gave it the indestructible, and then I just took forever to get mine out. But I love how the game ended with the backgrounds really kind of taking center stage.
I think it goes to show how well balanced they are. I mean, I'm assuming none of us picked a background commander combo that was sort of broken, but just a little boost to these commanders seems appropriate.
Yeah,
I guess it turns into a little bit of redundancy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and Jim, you obviously have a unique perspective being on the advisory group. From that viewpoint in your eyes, how did you view the backgrounds kind of being partnered up with whatever? Do you think we all just did a good job to pick ones that were good synergistic, but not just completely broken 2-card combos? Or do you think this would potentially be the quote unquote norm if, Wizards had just said, hey, backgrounds can be attached to anything?
If they had said backgrounds could be attached for anything, I would be pretty mad about it.
Fair enough.
So this is like a really big question, but the whole idea of adding additional cards to the command zone is kind of fraught. And actually, there's a back and forth on Twitter right now between me and Glenn Jones, who's the lead designer for Commander products. Glenn is brilliant, and we disagree on a few things, and we agree on a few things. But at the core of it, essentially what Partner does is it allows you to customize the rules text on your commander. It allows you to customize your color identity. Two things that kind of weaken the personality of the format, in my opinion. You know, like we wouldn't appreciate a commander that just said like, pick what this card does and what color it is before the game. That's like not great for the format. So I think as a rule, for like it's just a blanket rule, commanders can, or like backgrounds can be attached to anything is bad, in the same way that open like partners with anything or partners with other partners was bad. Like C16, I didn't like that. It's a little too open. It gives you a little bit too much freedom to customize. Because essentially what the commander is it's a restriction. It's a restriction and it's a theme that you can build around. And when you remove the restriction part of it, it doesn't act as a restriction anymore. Surprise, surprise. So I like it as a rule zero thing when you've got a receptive play group. I think it's something that you can do it's like a knob that you can turn to vary your play experiences. But I definitely wouldn't want it as a rule for the format.
No, that's totally fair. You know, if anything, the only way I would love to have backgrounds be able to attach to anything is if it had to be very niched, where it's only 3-color commanders, and only so that way I can have a freaking 4-color option instead of just those C16 options. Because my path to 32 is slowed down a bit because we don't have a lot of 4 colors. But no, I agree. You know, I think it can be fun, and I think if the community we haven't gotten so coincidentally enough spiky, you know, I will definitely say power levels have gone through the roof, to where if everyone was just kind of the old school casual battle cruiser, hey, we're just here to have fun, I think it would be less problematic. But just, you know, a lot of us want to win. We spend a lot of time curating these decks. Now financially Magic's quite expensive, and we want to feel like we're getting our time and money's worth. And you know, potentially the background or just that additional opening can restrict it a bit.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, I actually love breaking the rules. I have so many decks that break the rules. Like I've got commanders that aren't legal commanders. Like I've got a deck that plays the Ozolith as a commander.
Oh my goodness.
I've got a casual Flash Hook deck where I use Flash to get Protean Hook into play, and then when Protean Hook dies, I get all the 0 drops in the game. And it's just like a go wide crappy artifact creature deck. The deck plays 39 0-drop cards.
Oh my goodness.
I actually love breaking the rules. I love playing around with that kind of stuff because I think you can build some truly unique stuff that like nobody has ever done, and I think it's a really cool, really rich way to be creative. But the problem is when you make something a format level rule, you kind of have to assume that people are going to be jerks about it, and when you take things to their logical conclusion, it seems a little less appealing than when you assume that everybody is going to be cool about it, you know.
Oh, that's
Sean, have you ever you mentioned doing like different like sort of themed games. Have you one thing that I like to do is to pretend that, you know, the monocolored partners can partner together as long as they're different colors. No fair going red with red, which brings up some very interesting. It opens up some nice new brewing angles with a lot of commanders that are you don't usually see a lot of variety within. All of a sudden, they got all these new options.
Oh, no, that's super cool. So what's interesting about that, Sean, is in August for a SCR that I hosted, if you guys are familiar, another Canadian creator over at Commander Cookout, Brando, Big Puck, and then I believe Ross, you participated in that one, where we did partner with anything. It just couldn't be a partner itself. And so we were able to create some really weird, funky stuff.
That sounds fun.
And nothing was overpowered, which was like the cool thing about it. You know, we were all trying to build things that were good. But, you know, I mean, the game went a good hour and a half. Everyone kind of got to do a gimmick. And it really just kind of opened up the play builds that you could kind of work with.
Can I pitch another variant if you're interested? This
Ooh.
I've yet to try this one out because it involves a little bit of prep. I was reminded when you mentioned the plane chase episode you had.
Mm-hmm.
However you feel about initiative, I think it would be cool if for the variant to instead create like, instead of like a little dungeon card and everyone goes through dungeons, I guess you could just call it venture. But I would love a variant where you would create a deck of rooms. So anytime anyone, and you don't know what your room you're going to go into, so anytime takes every time someone ventures, they flip the next card and they get that thing. And what I think would be interesting is that you can just do little trinket things like a +1/+1 counter, maybe scry 2, but partway through the top of the deck, there's like stairs down, which is like the plane chase going crazy. And now you're on the second level of the dungeon. So now all these cards have bigger effects. And if you get deep enough into the dungeon, you can get some crazy effects. And I do think that would, I love the idea. It inspires way more combat early, which I like. And it puts a natural speeding up of the game. Like these rooms get bigger and bigger as you go.
Sure.
So games will, when games tend to start stalling out, it puts a little bit of fire into the game.
I actually love that idea, and we have a sponsor that does proxies and playtest cards, and the great thing about them is that they've allowed my creative juices to flow, to where I create a lot of custom arts and cards. And, just because. And I know that he has done the variants of Kingdoms, where it's like the DC universe, the Star Wars universe, the Marvel universe.
Oh, neat.
And they're all different effects and stuff like that. So you know what? I think the next time I talk to him, I'll pitch him that idea and see if that's something he's interested in. Because you wouldn't even have to make it super elaborate. You could have 5 to 10 cards for level 1, 5 to 10 cards for level 2, level 3, level 4, and then have your one chaos card that you just kind of shuffle into that pile. And it's like, okay, well, starting out, we're on level 1, so you start revealing from there. Oh, we hit chaos to win. Boom, now we're in level 2, and the things are even more intense. You just don't know where that Joker or chaos card is within your 10 cards.
Yeah. Stairs down if you want to keep it in the delving deeper into the dungeon theme.
Combo on that
really like that.
First level, just using the backgrounds as the static effect would be kind of cool for that first level.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a million ways to go. Like my first thought was just to grab them off the existing dungeons, just try to sort them into 3 piles, like small, medium, and large, and just make cards up. But yeah, you could go wild with these things.
Yeah, because
you could invent, and then you can invent like trap rooms too. That like when you flip it, like you have to sack a creature or something.
And then you have the obligatory, you've revealed my trap card.
Right.
I was imagining like plane chase where you have those static effects, and so the backgrounds would be the lesser ones, and then as you descend, you could get into things like Grave Pact and Omniscience. And, the more gross ones. And then
you could even hide in like artifacts, like artifact cards. Like, oh, you found a room with like a Swiftfoot boots in it, so now you have you just get Swiftfoot
Oh my
boots.
gosh, that's actually really cool. I like that because it turns it more into, and I get that's why Wizards, because they have Dungeons and Dragons as part of one of their properties, trying to make it more board game like, opposed to just strictly a trading card game back and forth. And so I like that. You venture into a room and Lightning Greaves is just sitting there, and it's like, sure, I'll take some Lightning Greaves. Webcam would probably be pretty difficult to do, but man, IRL, that would actually be a lot of fun, and you would just have to go through your own collection of cards that you have, and you could easily put that together.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys.
There's not enough variants. Oh yeah, sorry. Please
you're
continue. Okay. We could just chat all night, but yes.
Thank you guys all so much for coming out for Slinging Cardboard Rectangles. We do want to give each person here an opportunity to say hello again, where their content is, but actually more important, in the beginning, we asked why you chose the background with that deck. Now we'd like to understand maybe what we did or didn't get to see, and just your personal opinion of how the background mechanic influenced the game, positive, indifferent, or the other way. So Ross, why don't we start with you? Say hello again, and how do you think Griswold did with Agent of the Shadow Thieves, and did we maybe not see some of your synergies?
Yeah, well, hello again. I'm Marketing Ross. So I think as far as like the backgrounds went, yours combo seemed to be the most game impacting throughout the game. I am a little disappointed. I was mana starved up front. I came out of it later on, but if I had been more, if I had more resources, I could have cast Griswold a couple more times and then gotten more impact out of that. So I do kind of wish I had seen more interaction with that trample death touch adding counters nonsense. But
Yeah.
overall, I think it was fun, and like you said, we didn't really break anything.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you know, that's honestly, I remember when Agent of the Iron Throne was previewed, my first thought was like, gosh, that would be so much fun in my Shirai deck. I think I even said that in our Facebook private chat. So no, I appreciate you saying that. Jim, obviously there was a Canadian blood feud between Torwaki and Rael, but now that you guys are in the afterlife, everything's cool as berries. But say hello, your content, and how did you feel your background did, and maybe what did we not get to see out of your deck?
Yeah. Hello. You can find me at the Spikefeeders. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitter. Just search for the Spikefeeders. You'll find us. Yeah. So I wanted to play this Scion of Halaster. The thing that was standing in my way was that it took me 4 turns to get a black source, and the only time that I actually got a black source was when I Field of Ruined you for your Cabal Coffers.
Yep.
So I'm like, I'm going to use a black source there. I picked this one specifically because I don't generally have a ton to do in the first 4 or 5 turns of the game. I'm usually just like clearing away crappy creatures and trying to popping mana dorks with like 1 damage instance kind of thing. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a 2-drop, background. And it'll give me a little bit of card selection so that I don't have to worry too much about drawing too many cards, because this deck really sucks at drawing cards if I don't get Skull Clamp specifically. But I had an opener with Skull Clamp, so it didn't really punish me too much.
Yeah.
And I drew a lot of cards off of Skull Clamp. By the way, the turn that I was saying I could make Griswold really large, my favorite interaction recently that I discovered in this deck is, Impulsive Pilferer, the 1-drop goblin. When it dies, you make a treasure, and it's got Encore for 4. That with Skull Clamp is bonkers, because you can cast it and then you clamp it. So that's 2 mana. You draw 2 cards, make a treasure. Then you crack the treasure, and you pay 3 more to Encore it, and you make 3 copies of it. And then each time you clamp one of the tokens, it refunds you a treasure to pay to clamp the next one.
Oh my goodness.
So you can draw 8 cards for like 5 mana, and it's really good for these like dumb 1-drop cards. But yeah, anyway, that was the idea behind it. Didn't end up playing out that way, but I think if we were to play that game 10 times, I probably cast it on turn 2 in 8 of those games.
Yeah. No, that's some great insight. Yeah, I hadn't heard of Torwaki, younger or senior, so that was actually really, really cool. And I think commanders are interesting, like a Torwaki or like a Shirai, where you can take usually unplayable cards and make them really impactful. And we saw that with a lot of your pinging damage. Just oh yeah, I paid 2 life to do this, but actually now I have life link, so I'm actually at life neutral. I thought that was some very, very cool stuff.
Let me show you 2 things before we pass it off to Sean. Let's see. Here, Grizzly Sigil is one.
Oh yeah.
This is an uncommon from New Capenna. It's a sorcery with casualty 1, and it says choose target creature or planeswalker. If it was dealt non-combat damage this turn, Grizzly Sigil deals 3 damage to it and you gain 3 life. Otherwise, it deals 1 damage to it and you gain 1 life. The cool part about this card is you cast it and it triggers Torwaki, and the Torwaki damage resolves before Grizzly Sigil does, so you always get the deal 3, gain 3.
Oh, wow.
So with Torwaki out, it's just Lightning Helix. But then you can casualty it. I shouldn't say with Torwaki out. Torwaki actually adds 1 damage to it, so it's deal 4, gain 3, and then plus the Torwaki 2 damage. So this actually deals 5 damage and you gain 3 life. But if you casualty it, it deals 10 damage and you gain 6 life.
Wow, that is
this card is
cool.
bonkers in this deck specifically, and actually like dog shit everywhere else.
That's a perfect example of it. I mean, and I think that's what makes, as much as we may hate the amount of legends that do get pumped out, it does provide just infinite number of possibilities that turns into these cards that we all thought were trash, actually into super powerful. I mean, Feather is like the perfect example of that. All of those cantrips were pennies. Feather gets printed, and now multiple of them are in the single dollar range. For common and uncommons that were just sitting in bulk bins. So,
yep. Grizzly Sigil, MVP. Back on
MVP, absolutely. Sean, same thing for you, sir. I think we got to kind of understand what Rael wanted to do, but
I think the game plan. The game plan seems pretty obvious. Obviously, I'm with Commander's Brew. Commander's Brew, that's the YouTube / Commander's Brew, at Commander's Brew, anything Commander's Brew. That's where you'll find me. This is a super fun deck. I love an Is It deck. I'll highlight a couple of cards that I think are especially important. This is one of my faves, Tectonic Reformation. It gives all lands cycling for a red. Especially if you're drawing a million cards, especially if you're cycling, you just tend to be choked on lands. So that's great to get rid of them. Obviously works well with Riel. This is the card I was a turn away from casting and activating. It's my favorite in the deck. It's Mirror Mad Phantasm. Comes down for 5, then you pay 2, shuffle it in, and then mill until you hit it again. And you can do this multiple times to basically put tons of spells in the graveyard to make a Riel a one-hit kill without any difficulty. Goodness. There is flashback ways to give her unblockable, so like that will probably be in the graveyard. So it pretty much does it on its own. This is my most favorite creative way to get cards discarded. Is the Grimoire of the Dead.
Love that.
It doesn't, I'll just take all your creatures from the graveyard after I've discarded a few. I think that's super fun. And if we're talking about useless cards that are generally no good, but sometimes work in the deck, I bet you I have the most useless card out of anybody here, and that is Backslide. 2 mana instant, turn target creature with morph face down. But it does have cycling for just blue, so that's why it's in here.
Oh, that is great. That's very much
so
like our. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've yet to actually. Well, there's going to be a day where I run into a morph where this actually gets to be cast instead of cycled, and I long for that day.
Yeah, that's very much like a card in our friend of our play groups that we call him the Goad, because he was working with a Marisi deck. But he actually built a Cody deck that is all the suspend cards. So he just gets all, and he'll either go with the Rhino one or the Bribery one. But just at our tournament on Saturday, he was playing, and Ross, you may know the card off the top of your head, but it was that white card that like target creature can't attack this turn. It's an instant, but he'll just do it on his turn just to get that Cascade trigger going. And it's borderline unplayable outside of that because it's just not a great card. But hey, in that weird build, it just works out.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, I think everyone, obviously you guys know who I am, Mr. Combo. You guys can find me. I posted a link tree into the chat earlier. I'm on most of our content. I am taking a little bit of a hiatus just because of my RL job is a bit taxing for me at the moment. So I know Marketing Ross and SD Sharpie are kind of helping to pick up some of the slack so that we constantly still get a bunch of content out there for you guys to subscribe to. But I was here with my Shirai Teeny Weeny deck. You guys got to see the gimmick. It's, a lot of really trashy, bad draft cards, but they're all 0 or 1 power. And I just need a sack outlet with Shirai out there, and just every single turn it happens. And, we have different payoff cards like the Butcher of Malik here in the Grave Packs to make sure no one can have anything to hurt me. My favorite one, of course, is Altar of the Brood. That's like my pet card because all those creatures come back ETB. there everyone's milling cards. And you know, I think Agent of the Iron Throne was a great representation of what Shirai wants to do. They just really worked hand in hand together. So you know, I need to find a spot in this in the 99, so that way I actually have it in the deck, because clearly I think we saw the power that it brought today to the table.
Yeah, that's a fun bonus too. So I'm thinking if maybe it has a spot in the deck, and I think Sorko Sailor might.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, heck, unblockable with Rael, she loves that.
Yeah, it's tough to cut actual spells, but I might make room.
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
cut
and
like a Goblin
Tortos
Electric
is-
Mancer or something.
And it's nice because it's only 2 mana, so it's not like you're trying to cut one of your cycling cards for a 5 mana background. 2 mana is, you know, very reasonable.
Yes.
All right. Well, we appreciate everyone coming out, and yeah, have a great night, and see ya. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
All right, recording has stopped, and just for anyone who's still out there, we are going to just do a quick little raid over to Olivia because she's awesome. Right.
Oh,
so
wow.
You guys will be going over in 10 seconds, and
That's awkward. She invited me to play tonight, and I told her I couldn't.